Inequalities. So firstly, what are inequalities? So inequality is an equation. So for example, if we write x plus 1 equal 3. Now this here is saying it's equal to 3. But if we change that symbol to something like this means less than. Or we change it to this symbol here, which means more than. Or we can do the same symbol, less than, with a line underneath. And this means it's less than or equal. And similarly, if we do, it means it's more than or equal to. So now we're going to look at how to solve equations where we have an inequality instead of the equal sign. So here, let's say the question says more than. So in terms of solving these, we use the same rules as what we did for the solving equations type questions, except there's one more rule that we need to bear in mind whenever we do step number 4, and that is if you times or divide by a negative, then we need to flip the sign. So let's solve this one. So now we don't have x's on both sides, so we move to point number 1. So the side of the unknown, x is on the left hand side. What's furthest away and on the same side? Well, that's the plus 1. What is the opposite sign? So the plus goes to a minus, and we apply minus 1 on both sides, and then we simplify. So x stays as x. 1 minus 1 is 0, greater than or more than 3 minus 1, which is 2. Now notice we didn't use our times or divide, so we're not flipping the sign. We left it as it is. So here, x is greater than 2. That is your final answer. So what does this mean? So this says that if I have any value of x that is more than 2, then the left hand side, so if I add 1 to it, will always be more than 3. So let's try it. Let's say x equals 2. So this is not more than 2. It is equal to 2. So it should fail the test. So x plus 1. So x plus 1 in this case would be 2 plus 1, which is 3. Well, this is not more than 3, so it failed. So far, our rule is working. Let's try x equals 3. So now, it is more than 2 as per our answer. So let's see, is it true? X plus 1, so we replaced x with 3. So 3 plus 1 is equal to 4, which is more than 3. So this is correct. So our answer here is x is more than 2. And we have just shown that it works for this inequality that we've been asked to solve. Let's look at another example. X minus 6 greater than 4. So here again, we're going to use our rules of solving equations. So we don't have x's on both sides, so we start with point number 1. So find the side of the unknown, which is the left hand side. Minus 6 is on the same side and furthest away. So the opposite here becomes a plus. So we apply plus 6 on both sides, and we simplify. So x minus 6 plus 6 is 0. Sign stays as it is, as we're not using times or divide by a negative, and 4 plus 6 is 10. So here, what we're saying is that any number that is more than 10 will satisfy this equation. So for example, if I said x equals 11, then that tells us that x minus 6 is going to be 11 take away 6, which is 5, and that is more than 4. So it's true. And let's say if we choose a number that we know won't work, so let's say x greater than 10, so we need something less than 10, so we can take 1, for example. Then we can say x minus 6, so here it'd be 1 minus 6, we end up with minus 5, and that is not more than 4, so this doesn't work. Now to test these, ideally you would want something close to your answer. A better check would be to use, say, x equals 9 or 10. So 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. But again, this is not more than 4. So 9 does not satisfy the inequality. Hence, our answer is correct. Let's look at another example. 2 less than minus 3 minus x. So here, we are going to look for the side of the unknown, as x is on the right-hand side. We're interested in the right-hand side. We ask ourselves what's on the same side, but furthest away, so that's minus 3. Now, minus 3, the opposite sign for this is going to be a plus. So we apply plus 3 on both sides. We then simplify. So this becomes 5 less than minus 3 plus 3 is 0, minus x. Now, minus x is the same as minus 1 times x. So the rule we're interested in this time is going to be this one here, times to divide. So we do a divide minus 1 on both sides, and we simplify. So 5 divided by minus 1 is minus 5. Now, because we're divided by a negative, our sign changes, we need to flip it. So we make it more than, and minus 1 divided by minus 1 is 1, so it's just x. So our answer must be less than minus 5. So it could be minus 10, minus 6, but it cannot be more. So let's say our value of x is minus 6, then that's, when we plug it into our equation, 2 less than minus 3 minus 6. So this is now 2 less than minus 3. Minus and a minus makes a plus 6. So 2 less than minus 3 plus 6, which is 3, which is true. So x equals minus 6 works, hence the range is correct. You could also try this with other numbers and see where it doesn't work and where it does work as a check.
You can download the application on Google Play or App Store, and you can visit our website mathslegends.co.uk.